Welcome to our keynote speaker session here at the 2025 Purple Mountain Throwdown. I am joined by Justin Romare of CBG Nutrition. And it's a company that works with CrossFit athletes maximizing their nutrition potential all without tracking macros. So Justin, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me. The competition's been great. Thanks to all the volunteers and everybody that's here. Excited to talk nutrition and help you guys with whatever questions you have.
There we go. All right, so let's start it off. For those that don't know what CBG Nutrition is, can you give me a little background information on that?
Yeah, great question. So CBG stands for Consistency Breeds Growth. So especially when it comes to our nutrition, it's consistency over perfection. And so CBG is a one-on-one nutrition coaching company that helps CrossFitters all over the world reach their goals without tracking macros. And so that's our focus, that's our intention. Whether your goal is body recomposition, your goal is performance and fueling properly, that's what we focus on.
Nice. So I know we've mentioned the not tracking macros aspect of it. So compared to how does CBG, I'm assuming it's part of it, but how do they stand apart from other nutrition companies out there?
Yeah, that's an awesome question as well. So there's two things I would say stand us apart from other companies. Number one is the relationship-based coaching aspect. And so what we do, and our coaches would do for you, is it's not, hey, here are your macros, email me on Monday, right? It's very relationship-based, and we're doing video calls with our clients as we go along to build real intention and habits and understand how we can be predictable with what you're supposed to be following. And second, we build out plans that have people focus mainly on portion sizes, nutrient timing, and not having to track every single gram of food that they eat, playing Tetris and MyFitnessPal all the time.
Gotcha. Very cool. I mean, that's a different concept that you're seeing a lot of things going with the macro tracking, very heavy in that department. So very interesting to see y'all's approach. And I do like that relationship aspect as well. It gets really one-on-one, very hands-on. And I'm sure that your clients appreciate that, you guys being more involved. So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So then tell me a little bit about how your background kind of fed into you starting CBG Nutrition.
Yeah, so I found out I was adopted at the age of 11.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of mixed emotions there, and I ate through them. So by the 7th grade, I was 200 pounds. I was morbidly obese, and that reflected in my journey as to where I am today. I know the pain that a lot of people experience when they're working extremely hard or they're going through difficult times. They don't have the body composition that they want. And since I've been through that pain and understand it, I want to help people move past it and through it, right? And so that shaped my life and the story of why I started CBG. And then, I started CrossFit and fell in love with it, of course, and realized that so many people that are at their CrossFit gyms are working their butts off, doing 4 to 5 watts per week, and don't look like it, or nothing's changing, right? And the reason is because your nutrition needs to line up with the workouts that you're doing, and so that's where CBG, started actually helping people.
Gosh, that's an extremely powerful starting point for you there. I love the direction that you've went. So then you said you started CrossFit. You're in that functional fitness space, and you're working with a lot of those athletes. And you're saying that it's like they're not seeing those results that they want to see from putting in all that work in the gym.
Yep.
What are some of the biggest mistakes that you're seeing a lot of these CrossFit athletes make with their nutrition?
There's a couple things. You guys are going to hate me for this one, but we only burn 200 to 250 calories in a typical CrossFit workout.
Yeah.
Right? So this is like one donut. So if your nutrition is not on par or, in some way consistent with the workouts that you're doing, it's like being a street performer on a cul-de-sac. Like, you're just going to be out there, not getting results, right? And other people are going to be getting results, and you're going to be working just as hard and then wondering why.
Yeah.
So that's the one biggest mistake. People assume just because they're doing functional fitness and doing Metcons on a weekly basis that that's all they need to do to get the body composition they want to perform better.
Gotcha.
And so that's not the case. What actually happens is whenever you start CrossFit, your metabolic rate increases, but you have the same poor nutrition eating habits that you had before.
Yeah.
So now you're just eating more of the same not so good foods.
Yes.
And so you're getting stronger and things are improving at the gym, but your body composition is not changing.
Right.
That's a huge mistake. And then there's, the under fueling, which is notorious, especially in the female community of CrossFit. That is also a big struggle that I see very frequently with a lot of the clients that we work with.
Yeah, so then coming from the standpoint that you're saying that people have these older eating habits, they're getting into the gym, they're improving this, what is the approach that you take to kind of take them from that beginning to the first step with working with you?
Yeah, that's a good question. So a lot of people don't understand the energy balance that they need in terms of, hey, well, how many calories do I need to consume to be able to fuel properly for the workouts that I'm doing, but not put on the unwanted body fat and move in the opposite direction, right? And so we help people understand what those amounts need to be. We break their food down into portion sizes, and then we build out a plan that fits right into the life that they're currently living, right? So instead of uprooting your life to follow some program, you're able to know exactly when and how much you need to be eating. And so understanding that energy balance and the nutrient timing around your workouts can be a very, very effective starting point.
Gotcha. So let's now kind of break down on how it would differ among different styles of training. So there's, let's say, CrossFit, if you're more specific there, if you're more into strength training or endurance. How does that look across the spectrum?
It's a couple different things. You obviously, just like a lot of you guys are training hard, you have coaches, you're periodizing your training. You're not training the same type of way all year long. Your nutrition is very similar, right? So you have to take into account when competitions are coming up and the open and other things like that, right? Or a high rocks race, whatever the case may be, or a marathon. Now, outside of the scope of the nutrient periodization, in terms of the different sports, so CrossFit is a glycolytic sport. That's our watt energy. Carbs are our watt energy. So you need enough carbs to be able to fuel properly for the workouts that you're doing, right? When it comes to the strength side, so like Olympic lifting and powerlifters, they typically have more neural drive in what they're doing, and so they need more fats typically than carbs that CrossFit athletes do. And then if you go full cardio, like high rocks and
marathons, ultra marathons,
you're even more glycolytic, right? So you want to be fat adapted, but you still need carbohydrates fueling the workouts that you're doing, right? And so that's kind of the difference between the three, but you still have to find the right calorie balance through that macronutrient distribution of how much protein you need, how much carbs, and how much fat.
Right. Very important. So then let's go back and kind of talk about back to the beginning of these people that, have older habits. They're not sure what to do. Maybe they've yo-yo dieted in the past. How do you approach those people that are kind of been on the wagon, off the wagon with their nutrition?
Right. Yeah, this is big because people don't realize it, but maintenance is a goal.
Yes.
It's a big goal, right? Like maintenance is a goal. It's not just like I'm regressing or things aren't. Maintenance is a real goal because the majority of people that lose the weight statistically have been shown to go right back to where they were before. And that's because the baseline level of nutrition was not set, which is mindset and building habits. Right? And so consistency is the name of the game. Over perfection all the time. It's hard to get people to realize that, but one meal is not going to completely throw you off your progress, right? And so there's the analogy out there that a lot of people use, which is, just because you have one flat tire, you're not going to go slash right? And so it's the exact same thing, right? So you don't want to sabotage and just constantly just keep making mistakes just because you're not off on the wrong foot with one meal. And so what we have a lot of clients do is they follow the 2+2 rule. Our 2+2 rule is don't miss 2 workouts in a row. Don't have 2, quote, bad meals in a row. Right? And so that allows you to get back right on the consistency side of what you need to do. And, you'll see a lot more progress and quit sabotaging yourself.
All right. I like that. The 2+2. Nice. That's a good strategy. So let's see, how would you approach kind of somebody that's in that mindset of like all or nothing? Like, how would you tackle that?
Yeah, that's a great question too. So it takes back to what we were just talking about before, right? So if you're consistent with what you're doing, it's really the long-term game that you want to be playing. So an example would be, if I snapped today and gave you results, you would never be able to sustain it.
Yeah.
It's like if I handed you over $1 million business, you'd be like,
what do I do?
Within like a year. You don't know how to run $1 million business, right?
Exactly.
But if you built up to running $1 million business, or you built up the right habits on the nutrition side to get there, you're more likely to sustain that long term, right?
Yeah.
And the all or nothing mindset, keep in mind, guys, nobody's all or nothing. Danielle Brandon, Haley Adams, the athletes that we work with, and even top level other games athletes, are not perfect with their nutrition all the time. It's impossible to do so, and it's also not necessary.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what a lot of people get into, is through tracking macros.
Right.
Like, I need to hit the perfect gram
to
get results.
Right.
And so a client asked me just a couple weeks ago, well, hey, Justin, on my blueprints, which is the plan that we build out for our clients, you have one medium-sized banana is equal to, or any medium-sized piece of fruit is like 25 grams of carbs.
Okay.
Right? And they asked me, they're like, well, what if they're only large-sized bananas at the grocery store?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, is that why you're not getting results?
Right. Yeah.
No, it makes no sense, right?
Yeah.
So getting to the perfect gram is not necessary, and you're just going to keep sabotaging yourself, as we mentioned before.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of people, they think that, especially with the macro tracking, like they feel like they have to be very precise.
Right.
So it's nice to see the different approach, and then it's like, it's going to be okay.
Right.
We're going to make it. One wrong thing that one day isn't going to derail your whole progress here.
Right.
So let's talk about the CrossFit athlete that is training like 4 to 5 times a week. Where would you have them start with their nutrition?
That's a really good question, and probably one of the most applicable to people here. So 4 to 5 watts per week is a great amount of training to reach any body composition. Right. Some people think they need to add more running, they need to do extra workouts. They definitely don't need to do that. On the nutrition side, the perfect place to start is hitting your protein goal daily and taking creatine. And so so protein and creatine. So we do a protein creatine challenge with people.
Okay.
And so the way it works is we get you a strategic protein goal that fits your body weight, height, your age, your anthropometrics, and your activity level. And then taking creatine, 5 grams per day, hitting your protein goal. Almost anybody can start making progress just doing those 2 things. Gotcha. Not more carbs, not more fats, not doing extra running in the morning, add mat sit-ups after you work out. None of that.
Got it. Protein and creatine, which I'm a big fan. Protein, extremely important, especially for the ladies out there that aren't getting enough protein in.
Yep.
But talk to me a little bit about why creatine.
Yeah, that's a good question. So creatine is the most well-known, well-studied performance supplement on the market. Yeah. And what it does is it actually converts ADP into ATP, which is our main energy source in the body, right? So especially for quick, intense lifts, maxes, taking creatine can help with your PRs and total and overall strength, right? It also helps on the recovery side and in the intensity of metcons towards the end, right? But like you're really getting fatigued. And so that's the benefit of taking creatine, because you're going harder in your workouts. You're hitting your strength goals, you're PRing. You're going to look stronger, you're going to look fitter, and your body composition is going to improve as well.
Yeah, so there you go. Protein and creatine are the starting points. I love it. So we're at a CrossFit event right now. We're at the Purple Mountain Throwdown. So what would be your recommendations for people that are participating in a multi-day CrossFit competition for their nutrition?
Yeah. So we do this a lot with our games athletes and some of the competitions that now this year are everywhere. Everybody's competing all over the place. And so first thing I would say, going into a competition, don't take any new supplements or don't eat any new foods the week of. Right? Doing that is only going to cause more harm than good, and you don't know what type of reactions your body's going to have. The second thing is carb loading. So before a competition like this, you're not used to doing 8 events, 6 events this weekend in 2 days. And so carb loading for women, 30 to 50 extra grams per day of carbohydrates, and 50 to 70 extra grams for men. These are general recommendations added to your already existing amount of food that you're eating. 3 days out from competition, is going to be, it's going to help replenish those glycogen stores so you're ready for a long, intense weekend. And then from there, day of, same breakfast, and try to get in 20 to 30 grams of protein after, and another 40 to 60 grams of carbs after each event that you're doing. And I think CBG has some snacks, snacks overall at the booth.
There you go, like that. Stop by their booth. So you're mentioning certain grams of carbs, certain grams of protein. Now, through y'all's program that you're not tracking macros, are you teaching people kind of how to establish what those servings look like?
That's exactly right. So a lot of people know, hey, like what 25 grams of protein looks like.
Yeah.
So it's the size of a cell phone.
Yeah.
3 ounces, which is 18 to 20 grams, is a deck of cards, right? And so we teach these principles around portion sizes in our program so that people have these principles that they take with them through, you know, what they're eating at home, meal prepping, but also when they're out to eat. How many times do people go out to eat and they're like, I have no idea what this is because I'm relying on tracking like Tetris and app to tell me how much I need to eat. Now you're out to eat, you know exactly what the portions look like, and you can be a lot more consistent with what the intake needs to be for you to stay on track.
Gotcha. Right? And I think that goes back to like forming those habits, right? And then just building the base knowledge of that, I think, is a good starting point for people to understand what a serving of anything looks like.
Yep.
That's great. So let's talk about like a typical day of a CrossFit athlete. What would good, solid nutrition look like throughout the day?
Yeah, so in terms of building out a blueprint for someone that's doing 4 to 5 watts per week and needs to know how to fuel properly and maybe wants to make some body composition changes, right? I like front-loading protein for people because if you're front-loading protein, you're going to be more likely to hit your protein goal throughout the day.
Let's break down what that means for people. What is front-loading protein?
Front-loading your protein means that you have a big protein breakfast, right? So try aiming between 40 to 60 grams of protein first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
It's going to help you more consistently hit your protein quantity throughout the rest of the day. This is a really great way to start for people that are doing, 4 to 5 watts per week on a regular basis. Yeah. Next, you want to take about 60 to 70% of your carbohydrates and try to have them around the workout.
Okay.
Right? So before, during, if your longer sessions during would be intra-workout carbs you would incorporate, and then after. Right? In terms of fats, you would have things away, as well as vegetables away from the time you're working out, since those foods tend to digest a lot slower. Yeah. And you don't want to have an upset stomach or slow digestion when you're trying to work out. So that's kind of the breakdown macronutrient-wise, and then, if we built out a blueprint, we could break it further down into portions. Okay. And, that can be a really consistent way to start understanding on a daily basis how to fuel.
Okay. The blueprints. I like it.
The blueprints.
So if somebody was looking to find like a nutrition coach to work with, what are things that you think they should be looking for in a coach?
Wow. Yeah. So in terms of coaching, you need to find somebody that you trust, right? First thing, none of us buy anything from someone we don't trust. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And we're sure as hell not going to follow something that someone gives us that we don't trust as well. Totally. You got to find somebody that you trust and you resonate with. That's number one. Number two, find someone that's going to go and be on an actual team with you to determine solutions around the struggles you're facing nutrition-wise, right? You're not going to join a program and have zero struggles and just lose weight like a game's that day. It's not going to happen. You're going to be struggles throughout, and you need someone you know is truly going to be there with you, work with you on your team, and understand you beyond the fact that you're a 5'4", 150-pound female. Yeah. Beyond that, right? And someone willing to build that relationship that we talked about earlier. That's where the connection comes with you and a coach. We have that at our boxes, right, with our coaches. Yeah. We have connections with them. We understand them on a deeper level and their kids and their life and where they came from and their background and other people at the gym. That's the community aspect. Yeah. And so you need to try to find that in the nutrition coach as well. Yeah, I like that. I think going past just being a number of clients on their roster or something like that. Right. And because you're going to be going through ups and downs through a journey like this, especially even losing weight, gaining weight, trying to put on muscle, whatever it may be. So I like that nutrition relationship aspect of it. So CBG is really big on this community relationship building. How does that play out with y'all's athletes? Yeah, so a couple of different ways clients we work with are a part of our community. So when you sign up, you're in an exclusive group with everybody else from the community. You're working one-on-one with your coach. We have group video calls.
I might hear this. We'll switch off because that thing is cutting off.
No, it's not good. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
With our community, so you're joining the community and you'll have calls with our coaches throughout the entire experience. We also have a games package where we're bringing 20 of our clients this year to the games.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we got a hotel room for everybody. They get games tickets.
Yeah.
We have a football party before the game, so we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
And then also, we're fueling a lot of athletes at these competitions. We're buying their food. We're going to the grocery store for them. We're doing stuff like that. And being out in the community like this at events is like one of the most exciting things for us.
Yeah.
You get to meet everybody and hang out and just talk nutrition or life. And that's, one way we've integrated ourselves more into the community over this past couple of years.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, it seems like you guys are very involved with your clients and with that CBG community, which, I mean, you honestly don't see with a lot of other nutrition companies. So props to you guys for putting in that extra effort and standing out of it, in my opinion.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun to get to know clients on a deeper level.
So what would be one, big piece of advice that you'd give to a CrossFit athlete that wants to start taking this nutrition journey?
Yeah. You have to be in the right mindset to make changes.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't believe you can do it or you're questioning yourself, you need to start overcoming those kind of disbeliefs in your ability to do it. You've done way harder things in your life to lose weight or hit PRs, right? In our lives, we've done, we've had major struggles, whether it was studying in college or, losses in our families.
Right.
All these things we go through as humans. You can lose weight, you can build muscle, you can get stronger, you can feel confident in your body and the way you look, you can quit tracking macros, you can do all that stuff. You just got to believe in yourself to do it, and you got to be able to rely on other people to support and help you, because if you've been trying on your own for a really long time and nothing's changing, you're kind of just doing the same thing over and over again with no results.
I mean, I really like that you guys are focused on that relationship aspect, and I agree with the mindset thing, because you have to. It's like trying to get somebody else to change. If they don't think that they're ready, it's not going to happen.
Right.
But let's back to y'all's whole concept of not tracking, not counting macros, right? Give me the kind of story behind why you find that to be more of a powerful way to go about it. Because they're honestly, that's kind of getting pushed down people's throats right now is macros.
Yeah.
Tracking.
Yeah.
Give me kind of your input on why you took that approach and why it's so heavily involved in the business.
Yeah, so, when I started CrossFit, I was trying to figure out a way to get to my goals, right? The paleo, the blocks, all that. And so I started tracking and quickly realized that there was no way in hell I was going to be able to continue, right? And so that's when I built out the blueprints for myself. And so what we've learned over the years with people not tracking is kind of trifold. Number one, obsessing over food can, on an extreme end, cause a very negative relationship with your body, right? And even sometimes go through the route of eating disorders and big time struggles, right? Not everyone, but that's definitely something that people have dealt with that have tracked in the past, right? The other thing that's most important, and the reason it's not sustainable, the number one reason it's not sustainable, is because you're not building any habits.
Yeah, okay.
So every single day, the same 3 numbers appear.
Yeah.
And you can hit them with any way you want. You can do 6 meals, 2 meals, you can 8-minute fast, you can do whatever, right? You're not building any habits. That would be like going to your CrossFit gym and your CrossFit coach saying, all right, guys, we're going to do 200 double unders, 125 GHDs, and 50 chest bars. Come up with your own workout. You're like, what? You would never go to that gym, right? If that's the way that they program. You want to know exactly what your workout is. And when you know what your workout is, you're able to stay more consistent. You're able to build true habits into the life that you're currently living. And so the playing Tetris game is good for a little bit, right? Because you can really understand about what it is that you're eating and food in general.
You will learn a little.
People just don't know. But then eventually you have to switch over to something that's going to be more sustainable.
I think that's really key with any nutrition concept is the sustainability of it. Because doing anything too drastic is just not going to be something you can keep up with, and then that's where the whole lose the weight, gain it back, gain more back, right?
Right.
So how would you approach somebody? Because I'm sure there's a lot of athletes that you might come across that have been tracking and that's been their entire mindset, and now they want to work with you. How do you kind of flip them and get them out of that I have to track mindset?
Yeah. So we don't just take people cold turkey off the tracking, right? We start lining up what their portion sizes need to look like with their consistent calorie intake, and start just not tracking one meal at a time. Then one day at a time. Track one day, not the next.
Okay.
Right? And then they realize that their blueprint lines up without even thinking about it with what their MyFitnessPal or whatever app they're tracking it is. And they're like, why am I doing both? Like, why am I going to follow a blueprint that teaches me the portions and in my life that it's working for me? I'm also starting to see results.
Right.
And also tracking when I already know they're going to line up the way that I need.
Yeah.
And so it's that transition that, through one thing at a time, and then eventually getting people to, ditch and delete MyFitnessPal.
Got it. I like that. That's a good approach. I like it. Kind of wean them off of the tracking game.
That's it.
Very cool. So what would be, I mean, if you want to give okay, let's start here. If people want to work with you, where can they find you? What should they do?
Yeah, so if you want to work with our team, you can go to our website, consistencybreedsgrowth.com. You'll find a number of testimonials there. Every coach that we have here at CBG, we have 11 full-time coaches that work for CBG now, and you'll find bios, their specializations, and then you'll find a number of other guides, free trainings, ebooks, things that are completely free for you guys to go through and really just start to digest. And we also do the same on Instagram at CBG Nutrition. You'll find us there, and that's where you guys can learn more about our process of what it looks like to get qualified to work with our team. We can understand your goals and just make sure we can help you first. And we usually do a call. It's totally free. And you got really nothing to lose.
Yeah, totally. Love it. So any last piece of advice, information you want to leave people with?
Yeah, I would say if you're somebody that's seeing other people at the gym just kind of pass you by, right? You feel like you're putting in the effort, and you have these like conversations with yourself, like, I'm going to start on Monday, or I know what to do already, right? It may be time to explore what it looks like to work with a coach and build more consistency in your life. People totally underestimate the consistency side of what nutrition is. You're not going to get better from one workout, right? You're not going to get better from one healthy meal. It's not going to happen. But if you follow the consistency model and the consistency breeds growth model, you will eventually get there.
Awesome. Well, Justin, thank you so much for being here with me. That was a ton of great information. Loved it. Awesome. So thank you.
Thank you, Raechel.
We're out.